All right, what's up, everyone? Good evening. How is everyone doing? Day 3 of our series of pre-market analysis. So let's take a look at the market, try to anticipate what we are going to be looking for tomorrow. Basically trying to see where the A+ setups is going to occur. So feel free to join, feel free to ask any. If you are interested in any asset, feel free to recommend in the comments. If you are new, of course, please subscribe to the channel as well to help the channel grow to finally the 1K subs. So yeah, moving along, what we have. It was an interesting day. It was a lot of momentum in the morning, during the London session, and then kind of resumed a little bit with the US, but now it's kind of steady. Right, but that was something that we were looking for. Like if you followed the stream on Sunday where I do the weekly analysis, we have been bearish since then. So expecting eventually for the dollar index to break this structure, these lows in here. Again, based on where price was reacting in here, based on many times price was already reacting from this level, and in reality we already broken slightly that month zone, even though not exactly this one. So we were bearish. We have been bearish during all this period, even though price was respecting a little bit these lows in here, kind of creating a double bottom in there. We were bearish, right? And especially again, price didn't even manage to break above the structure, just retested in there yesterday, and then today it was just a sell-off move that we saw in here on the dollar index. We also mentioned that, especially on the Europe, in regards to the Euro pairs. Since tomorrow, right, we need to pay attention to the news in order to try to see where the big opportunities are for tomorrow. And tomorrow we have the ECB, right? So it's actually the main catalyst for this week is the ECB press conference. At this point, the ECB is expected to keep the rates unchanged. Okay, they cut rates for the first time and during the last meeting from 4.5 to 4.25. Now the odds are to remain the same. And then, of course, the question mark and what's going to be important is to pay attention, to listen to the press conference to see what Christine Lagarde is going to say. And again, the questions most likely, as they always been, is should we expect another cut rate for the next meeting? What is Christine Lagarde actually looking for in order to decide to cut rates again? Is there any dangers in the economy at this point that it could prevent from another rate cut? And then, of course, the next question is, how many rate cuts are you still looking for the ECB to do until the end of the year? Is another one? Is 2, 3 more? What's the expectation as well? Again, the questions are always around this topic in here, so that's what we're going to anticipate and look for. And that's why usually there's actually the best opportunities. They tend to occur during the press conference instead of just in the moment of the rate cut. Like the rate cut, basically everyone is expecting already to be unchanged regardless. Before that, we actually have an employment in Australia. So if you are already in any Aussie trade, that's something that maybe you could manage in a different way, depending if you are or not. And then we also have an employment in the UK. Like so, UK. The pound and the euro, it was actually something that we mentioned as well, and I think, in my opinion, those are one of the biggest pairs or most important pairs to look at, and the CAD as well for this week. So we had CPI this morning. It was at 2%, was higher than expected. We were talking about, right, because we were looking yesterday when you did the stream, we talked about potential sales on the pound dollar, pound CAD as well, and to see what would happen with the euro as well. So again, yesterday I mentioned that I was looking for the pound to break above the highs, and then we'll see how price would react from that level. It broke above the highs, but it still continued to go slightly higher until we eventually got a little bit of a retracement in here. So yeah, tomorrow mostly we're going to pay attention to some euro pairs to see if there's an opportunity to take advantage and what to expect from this ECB. So paying attention to the euro pairs, also euro index. That's something that I'll be looking for. And we'll see again in the morning. We'll see more or less how price is going to behave and what kind of clues we already have in here. Okay, so now the dollar, that's it, right? So we moved to downside. It reacted from the first level that we had after the break of the walls, which was this zone in here, this demand zone that was a little bit of decision point that's sitting there, pause in there. Then you have a little bit of previous support resistance, but that was one of the levels, and that's where actually price is reacting right now. We had a slightly just retest of this previous low in here, so basically retest, and then maybe can continue to go a bit more to the downside. You'll see we already broke slightly this low, so that in theory it should go slightly lower as well, and then eventually can start turn in here. Of course, you can always retest this level in there that was just now this morning created. Maybe we have to supply somewhere in there, but yes, this was straight away the first level, and then you can go slightly lower as well, depending on what dollar index, in particular euro, wants to do tomorrow. But yeah, so again, we took the lows. That was something that we're looking for, and now we are looking for price to start creating some PA around this level to see what's going to happen. Okay, if it's going to be straight away a move up from here, or it's going to be some kind of continuation from this level until price eventually continues to move slightly more to the downside. In here, the indices, that's it, right? So we talked about this one as well. We already saw these breaks in here that was created during the what was on Friday. Yeah, PPI. So we mentioned that. We mentioned S&P. We mentioned Nasdaq. That there was this spike down before price moving higher. Usually, when you have something like this is a goof down, showing that the price has the intention to eventually turn in here, either respecting the previous high or breaking it. Not always respects the most recent high straight away. Nasdaq did, S&P didn't, and it was a nice sell-off. Unfortunately, it was a bit too early in here. 1 second, what am I doing? Yeah, it was too early, because when I woke up, yeah, the price was already a bit far away from it. It was a good fake out yesterday night. Again, most likely some earnings, and price filled the range, right? So again, we mentioned that part. So one of the main aspects as well when you're looking for a trade is try to see where the space is available. Like, and if you have a target that you want to look for price to go towards to, because that increases straight away the likelihood of actually the trade to play out. So we're looking for a target, for a space that is there and needs to be filled, and that was one of them. Like this demand zone, it was in here. Price had already broken these lows. We had a little bit of a compression, and this demand was still left behind, right? So basically, eventually, when you do get the short, that was always a target to aim for in here. And now we'll see what price is going to do. Now I do see this level in here still as an engulf to downside, so eventually I can continue to see S&P to continue to move lower, but for now price reached the first initial space that was available, which was this demand zone in here. As you can see, initially price went down, still respected this low, then still respect that level, but eventually all of those started being taken, and then it come up with the best opportunity to actually sell it. It happened kind of overnight, and then today it was just a continuation setup. There was maybe an entry in here with the opening that price reacted quite nicely, and then just continued to move down. Again, price was in here, so there was still this price in here to fill, and that was basically the setup that you're looking for this week on S&P. If there was a setup that you're looking for, it was this one, for price to fill this price and to react until this demand zone. Now it's a little bit of wait and see. Nasdaq went much lower, right? So we mentioned now as well that Nasdaq was much more bearish in here. I still respected that level, didn't really fake out the highs I mentioned, but we had also the fake out, right? We had this low in here being created, and you're looking for price to already start moving to the downside in here. So there you go. That's what we have. Moving even much further down. Again, a lot of this has been compressed already. Not really much going on in there. Initially, we also had this demand zone in here. That was still fresh, kind of this space in here, and eventually kind of, there you go. It was literally just broken this morning. Didn't really hold much more after that. So there you go. Until where are we looking for? So we have also basically a lot of this is compressed in here. We can maybe start looking for Nasdaq to get closer to this level at this point in here. Okay, maybe there's some demand zone in there, and then you can even potentially look even lower. But for now, that was a little bit of the spice. So we were bearish in here. Price eventually turned again today to complete bearish, and again it's moving minus 2.68. Right, it's one of the biggest bearish days of the year for Nasdaq, S&P minus 1.22. And interesting enough, Dow Jones actually is bullish, right? It's again 0.5%, 0.55. Sorry, it continues to move to the upside in here. Even Russell as well is getting closer to the other extreme. Interesting that small cap now making the rallies, and the big tech moving to the downside in here. Yeah, that's it for the indices. Now we will see what's going to happen. It's not going to be something now that I'll be interested at this point, depending on how price is going to move from here. Nasdaq maybe to continue to push more to downside, with the potential to create some range around this level in here. Okay, can maybe pause in here, can create something. This level in here was ignored. Price can react from it. Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen in there. And then we start into or jump into this Euro index, which was the one that we were looking for. Like again, crypto, it was nice as well. It started to turn as well, kind of respected that high in there still. Not this one. Where was it? This one, second on Ethereum. Yeah, so Ethereum still respected a little bit of that high, starting to move a bit lower. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen around this structure in here. And if you're looking for any sells, maybe this could be a level to consider, even though again we still need to break properly below that level, but price is starting to show some weakness in here. So let's see how price eventually can react from there, and if we're going to fake out this highs in here or not into this level. That can be also a good level to look for. BTC actually already reacted from that level in there. Okay? So actually fake out, broke slightly even higher a little bit this level, and is getting around here. And what I like about this one is that actually starts to create some highs in here, some structure. And now we actually managed to break below this low in here. We still respected this one, so we still need this low to be broken, kind of a bigger low to be broken. We broke a mid-range low in here that maybe can still push price slightly lower at this point, and still need to break a bigger low. But we start having these highs in here, kind of destruction here, used as fake out. Kind of can see that price kind of creates a double top in there, and then kind of fix out that level. So we are somewhere in there, can be looking for a potential sell again. Price is reacting from, it's one of the most important levels in here, to be honest. In here, most of it was being compressed, and now price has this previous support resistance as well with this supply level. Above that, a lot of it is compressed as well, and price starts actually challenging the highs if price actually wants to go there. So this is actually an important level in here on BTC. Let's see how price may navigate in between this level. We start to show some weakness, but we do need to break below that level, as I mentioned before. So yeah, but we're looking at Euro index, and this is the one that matters, right? So we started the week looking for that. So price at this high in here, we're looking for price to fake out this level. Initially I was even looking for price to go slightly higher. It's okay, price still respected this level. It's okay. The most important part was for price to fake out this high, which initially actually created a double top with this high in there. Okay, so it actually created a double top in here, and it finally fake out. I think it was yesterday. Then it started breaking, like start to break these lows in here. Initially, we even have a little bit of this demand zone in there, but today was actually broken. Also, the trend line was also broken, and we do have this structure in here as well. So this can start actually opening the door a little bit for the Euro index to make a move like this in anticipation for tomorrow, the ECB. Okay, so we do have PI around here, so that's something that matters. We do have PI in here to look for a potential sell opportunity. 1 second. Just reducing the volume a little bit. We do start having we do start having a little bit of PI around this level. Okay, it's working now. So see, we do have also something in here to potentially still look for. Price may have not reacted from that level in there, so that's maybe a little bit of liquidity created above this double top into that supply, or maybe then we have the supply a bit more at the extreme somewhere in here. Okay, so do have a little bit of this structure. So we have this range in here. Price breaks it, starts showing indication that it wants to go lower, and then fakes out. Perfect, already reacts from that level, and it leaves now basically this level somewhere in here that maybe price can still react from. Okay, so we can even maybe fake out that level, or can just go somewhere into this level. Again, this level in here, as you can see, already reacted from that level. And so we have this level, this high, then price take already the left shoulder in there. It takes already this lower edge in there. So that's usually the pattern that we tend to look for as well, or where to anticipate price to react from in here. So yes, we do have some structure in there, or some levels in there that we'll be looking for in here on the Euro index. And it did manage to break the wall, so it definitely starts opening the door to go further down. Now, my only concern on why I'm not turning 100% just bearish in here is because these levels at the highs, they're not my favorite. So I have to have that in consideration. These levels in here at the highs, they are not my favorite. So if price does want to go slightly higher, maybe even fake out this high altogether, it can, and maybe only after that it goes down. It only maybe after that respects this level. But for now, since I still like a little bit of a few levels in here at the highs, I'm going to be aware of that. Now, one interesting part about this Euro index is that a lot of the move, if not mistaken, about this Euro index was actually due to the sell-off on Euro Yen this morning, because we actually have Euro Dollar moving to the upside, but we had already Euro index moving down. We actually have, for example, Euro Dollar, Euro CAD, Euro Aussie, all of them are moving actually to the upside. And meanwhile, we actually have this Euro index moving down, which maybe it was more pressure from the Euro Yen that had a big sell-off today, the yen pairs, which is interesting. Okay, it is interesting to see. Meanwhile, it kind of starts ranging a little bit in here, and that's what I mentioned in terms of the yen pairs. Right, so it resumed the move to the upside. They end up respecting this upper edge in there. In here, so it created a little bit of this demand zone, eventually just broke it. Again, all these had been compressed already. This was just a reaction from this previous level support resistance, and now I'm looking for price to have a little bit of a reaction from somewhere in here. I think maybe this daily level, I mean 4 hour level or whatever in here is maybe still fresh. I'm looking for price maybe to react a little bit from there. Otherwise, price can just resume the move and continue to go even higher, and eventually can even go all the way towards that level in here. Now, price is starting to show a little bit more of weakness, which is totally normal. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a compression in here, maybe to create a little bit of a range, so price can navigate in between this level. For example, price could react from here, it can retest all the way and trade a little bit between this, or retest these lows in here, and then maybe after that goes higher. In particular, actually, these lows could actually be faked out a little bit. Maybe price could react from this level in there, or somewhere around this one of these highs. Previous level of resistance can work maybe as a little bit of a support, faking out this structure in here, and then come back up again and resume the move to the upside. Okay, so we may have a little bit of this compression now from here. Eventually, we're going to create some kind of range in between this level until maybe price just resumes the move to the upside and keeps pushing a bit more to the upside towards that level. So this can be one of the levels. And with that being said, yeah, most likely we're going to start seeing some of this yen pair starting to turn a little bit. That's my first level so far on the yen index. I'm still not going to be actively looking for sells or trades on the yen index, on the yen pair. Sorry, I was looking for that again for the last few weeks, even a couple of months. Price is moving down. Now, still want to see a little bit more of exhaustion, weakness, and now at this point from the buyers in here before moving, looking for something to the other side in here. So that's something to pay attention to. Looking now at individual currency pairs, like in this where I'm going to be looking for, or to see what to expect in here. So looking at euro dollar, right? So we had that situation. Euro dollar, we expected this demand zone. It had broken that high. So again, in my opinion, that was still an engulf to the upside. And I mentioned yesterday that just before a news event like DCB, more often than not, we actually can have a momentum day, a momentum trading day the day before. Instead of just ranging, actually price can move in kind of, it goes to start getting into the new phase or new level that it needs to go towards to before start acting and maybe turning tomorrow with the news. So there you go. We had that big move today, this morning, big move to the upside. Momentum, again, price respected that level, and now we are into this compression zone. Okay, so we are within this compression zone. That was actually one of the last supply levels that was still fresh in there. So I can just go into here. Yep, that was actually a level in there where price reacted this afternoon, and we start having a little bit of this PI as well in here. So this was maybe a potential entry in there, and I'm curious to see how price may react from that level. We can still even fake out the high. No surprise if we do that. Slightly fake out the high even within this level. And then in the bigger picture, personally, I'm already looking for the euro dollar to eventually get closer to that level, okay, to actually fake out all this structure and get somewhere into here to then maybe move to the downside. But it may not do it now, okay, because it is actually kind of an interesting low, sorry, an interesting high that price just fake out, and we start having a little bit of PI to the downside, even though this high basically just retested previous level support resistance. So that will be always one of the targets to look for in here. So price respect that level, but we do have that demand. So I'm going to be curious to see what kind of PI we're going to have now overnight, basically until the end of the session today and overnight, and to see where the euro dollar is going to be, because I'm going to still be looking for shorts on the euro dollar. At this point, again, the recent week price has been quite bullish. If I put it on the daily time frame, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And before that, basically for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically for the last 12 trading days, we have only one bearish candle, like a little bit of a range, but just one bearish candle, and price actually has been just moving up and up. And this is actually kind of a good level that was still fresh, since this high never reacted from it. So yes, euro dollar, I will be looking for a potential sell, either still underneath this high, or if price just fake outs the high overnight and then tomorrow morning, that can still be a possibility. We start breaking slightly lows, that's nice, again just reacting from there. So I'm going to be curious to see what the euro dollar is going to do. I'm going to be interested in looking for sales. If price by any chance doesn't really give me that opportunity and just goes to the upside, then I'll be continuing to look for sales as price goes even higher in there. Yeah, unless I see completely a big momentum, and of course I'm not going to be selling if I don't really see any weakness in here. But depending on how price may react during DCB, I'm not going to really trade again the interest rate decision news when it comes out at 1:15. I'm going to be trading the press conference. That's where my focus is going to be, either in the morning or then for the press conference. So that's euro dollar. Again, pound is exactly what we're looking for as well, right? So yesterday it was somewhere in here, and this morning with the CPI and whatnot, it just moved to the upside. Now it's retesting against support resistance. So that was initially a sell opportunity in here, just to retest this previous level, not throw retracement, and where price reacted from, right? So we were looking for price to react from some structure in here on the left side. Initially there could be a little bit of this level, and personally, I was actually even looking for price to already fake out all the structure, but price still respected now this level in here. In reality, this high never reacted from that level, so that level was still fresh, but eventually could go even a little bit more to the upside in here on the pound. It started to create PA to downside, so there you go again. It was all this move upwards for like 2-3 hours in the morning. Compression. Price not breaking this level in here, it made me not short this retracement. I really wanted to see a break of below this demand zone, or then just another fake out and move down in here. Unfortunately, price kind of respected the level and always afterwards kind of start turning to downside. Otherwise, I would have tried to short somewhere in there. Unfortunately, that was respected. So I was looking for at least another move up in there before moving to, or looking for the short, which kind of happened in here. But then again, this level, for example, is still fresh somewhere in there. This size kind of never really reacted from it. But there you go. Now price reacting from this support resistance, so we'll see what's going to happen. But again, if price just continues to move higher, I'm still bearish. I still want to see price navigating a bit closer to this level and moving down. I think this is just a small compression. I don't really think that this is going to be the high at this point. I think price may still want to go slightly higher in here on the pound dollar. I think this is going to be just a normal compression move. So price went up. Now most likely it's going to retest, either react from this level or maybe from the demand zone, whatever, and then kind of just continues to go slightly higher, creates a little bit of liquidity somewhere in there until price eventually creates a little bit more of PA, fake out the level, and then maybe move to the downside. So that's a little bit of what I'm expecting. I'm still not expecting this high to be the high or the top at this point. It's just a normal retracement before most likely price just continues to move slightly more to the upside, a bit more closer to the extreme in here, somewhere in there. So that's what I'll be looking on the pound. It can continue. If you are still bullish and you want to look for trend continuation, you can. You have this level, actually you have this level, you have this level, and you actually still have this level in here as well to potentially look for longs. Yeah, so you can still do that. So it's going to be interesting again where we're going to be in here. The end pairs again at this point still not really interested. Again, big sell-off opportunity, big sell-off the move that happened this morning. Still looking for maybe price to continue to move lower. I'm curious to see how the yen index is going to react from those highs. But in here at this point, if you are a trend continuation trader, if you are looking for more sell opportunities in here, just go ahead, continue to short it. Most likely, I'm expecting at least euro yen to go below this low. It's already take that one. So to start reacting from somewhere in here, okay, from somewhere in there, maybe can have a little bit of reaction. We have these previous levels as well. So that could be one of the first levels in here on the euro yen to look for. Maybe even a massive high. Yep, it's actually that high as well in there. So that would be a little bit of the level at that point. Just continue to look for or move to the downside. Again, I'm not exactly trend continuation trader, so I'm not going to be looking for this unless there's some kind of manipulation here. It actually already happened in there. Pound yen, again, the same thing. Let it continue to move lower. Let it continue to literally these yen pairs. Not going to be literally. I'm not going to be on in front of this. Let it go down, let it show weakness, let it show compression until until I even attempt to look for anything in here. Same thing with the pound, with the dollar yen. It's approaching already this level. Can still continue to move a bit more to the downside in here. We can even fake out maybe this level, react from this demand zone. Maybe that level was fresh. Oh, it was not. It was left behind maybe. Yep, maybe it was. Aussie, again, Aussie not exactly something that I'm looking for. There's going to be an unemployment today. And I'm not really looking for anything in here on the Aussie dollar. It can move down again. It broke the low, so maybe can continue to push forward. It's respecting a little bit this level. Maybe some reaction from there. I actually prefer the other Aussie pair. So Euro Aussie actually is moving. It's quite bullish in here. So end up respecting that level on today. As you can see, I mentioned, like, so we have Euro dollar moving upwards. We had Euro Aussie moving upwards. As you mentioned a bit, as you'll see, Euro CAD is also moving to the upside. So, and these are the ones that I want to pay attention actually for tomorrow, like the Euro pairs. And again, meanwhile, we have Euro Index actually moving slightly lower and ranging a bit more, but to the downside. So if Euro Index is already actually moving to the downside and we have all these Euro pairs moving upwards, it's going to be interesting to see what may happen tomorrow. We can still feel out this compression in here and price can navigate somewhere close to that level. Price maybe can retest as well something in here and go. That was a good reaction from there. In the respecting that level, it was totally okay. The upper edge in there, personally, I was looking then for a new move in here when it created all these lows. I was actually looking maybe for a new fake out and go. Didn't happen. So again, strong move in here on the Euro Aussie, and I'm going to be curious tomorrow to see where it's going to be. I can provide maybe a clue as well. But interesting that for the last few days has been quite bullish as well. And the other one that I'm looking for more than the Euro, again, this one is going to have unemployment first in Australia, and then it's going to have the ECB. Right, so it's going to be an interesting pair to pay attention. And the pound Aussie as well. Like, so pound Aussie has been always quite bullish in here. It actually took this high now. So as you can see, super bullish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strong bullish candles in here on the pound Aussie. Again, also after moving away from this level, when you saw price respecting this level, this high, it kind of reduces the likelihood of holding. The high probability that actually price is going to break the high, and it did today. And let's see what kind of PA now we're going to have around this level. Can even go slightly higher. We may have a little bit of a compression. Again, as you can see, the compression is quite clear at this point. Price can navigate, can potentially just target this demand zone again before moving to the upside. So that will be one of the sell opportunities that you can start having in here. Let's just see how price may move. Actually slightly already broke a low in here, so that's not bad. Yep, that's not bad at all. So let's see if you have one last fake out in here on the Euro house, and you can start looking left to see what's going to happen. We do have this previous demand zone that price which we ignored, and you have the supply in alignment to that. We have this one as well. Then you start looking for price to go even higher in here as well. So that's something to pay attention in here on the pound Aussie as well. Something to look for. Yep, I'm going to be paying attention as well for potential retracement. Again, price has been quite bullish, so usually then eventually you can have some kind of retracement before price continue to go to downside. And after taking this important high, that's usually a good level to expect some reaction from here. It's not the full reversal that I'm looking for, it's just a retracement. And so it's important to distinguish that as well in terms of managing the expectations. So that's pound Aussie in there. Again, with the news, maybe can create a little bit of momentum to the upside, or maybe with the news, with the unemployment, maybe we can just do this and the move will be done. As long as we still have this target in here, I think that can be a reasonable move to look for and potential target to aim for somewhere in here. If price already fills this price and then goes higher, then it's invalidated, and we need kind of new PA to look for what's next in there. And then the ones that I'm still following and the ones that I'm still interested in are the CAD pairs. So dollar CAD is actually, that's not the CAD pair that I'm looking for. It continues to be within this range. Again, looking eventually for this dollar CAD to go higher. So we create a bit of this range. In here is normal, in the middle it's totally normal. Price can even navigate towards there, but I'm looking more for price eventually to get close to that extreme. You can look a little bit of the CAD yen as well, because it's just moving down as well, so it's getting closer to this level. So that could be one of the first yen pairs as well to have a little bit of a reaction. We can see that it's starting to lose a little bit momentum. We gained a lot of momentum again in the morning, but now it's starting to lose a little bit of momentum. Let's see how price may react from this level in here. Can have a little bit of retracement. Again, everything has been compressed. Basically, this was the level that was still not. Price reacted from it. Aside from that, a lot of this has been compressed. We do have this demand zone underneath these walls that's still fresh, and then we go all the way towards in here as well. Right, so either kind of reacts from a little bit of this level, or then you are looking for price to already go towards there. And then if by any chance, if it just continues to break below this structure, then you can start looking even farther down. But I wouldn't be surprised if by any chance price does have some kind of bounce from here before maybe resuming the move to the downside in there. So that will be something to look for. Can maybe 1 second. Is this demand zone may still be fresh, to be honest. That will basically reacted from it. It's not exactly fresh anymore. They have the extreme. This extreme is still fresh. Yeah, this extreme is still fresh in there. So yeah, those are basically the levels in here I'll be looking for. And the other ones are Euro CAD and Pound CAD. So there you go. Starting with pound CAD, again, we're looking for price to go higher. We mentioned that price had respected this demand zone. Therefore, the target was reached, and the expectation now it will be for price to continue to move to the upside. We had a little bit of the extraction. Now price is actually reacting from the extreme in here. It's actually reacted perfectly from the good level on the 30 minutes time frame, kind of that level in there. that you could see. It's basically one of the last ones, and then price can just go above that high in there. So price actually is reacting from this week, from that level in there, and it shows a little bit of a reversal. It's still kind of where I would like to see still this guy moving maybe a little bit more to the upside. I do think this is maybe just a little bit of a compression, similar to pound dollar. It was a lot of momentum in here in the morning. Price start to turn, respect the top, and then eventually start turning in here. So we'll see. I do like this break of a low. This one shows indication that price still wants to go lower. This break of a low, is it going to be from here, or price is going to go higher first? This double top in here could be nice to be faked out, and then you could have that big turn. That would be my ideal scenario on the pound cut. There's already quite a few spikes in here. I would actually love to see price maybe making another high, still maybe respecting that high on the left. We can still respect that level. If not, then next one. But again, it's another one that has been super bullish for the last few days. Again, targets, just literally looking for price respecting these previous key zones in here, previous level support resistance, and then pay attention to whatever has been already compressed in here to anticipate a move towards that level. Should we still expect any kind of reaction from here? Price already basically reacted from that level. Maybe in here there's still something, even though with the double top I'm not the biggest fan anymore. But yeah, maybe that level was left behind in there. Yeah, we'll see. But this is another one. This is another one I'm going to be looking for. And one of my favorites actually is EuroCAD at this point in here. So EuroCAD made out this move. Again, we mentioned that part as well. Price respected this low, therefore this high, it was high probability that would be broken. We also mentioned that price was literally at the edge of this compression. If it breaks to the upside, basically it would fill all this compression. So we mentioned that that's the power of compression. When you see it, is as soon as price breaks it, not as soon, sometimes price breaks it, goes down, but when it comes back into here, that's the moment to feel the compression. And now we're looking for price to actually go slightly higher. And this is a little bit when you're looking left, looking at the highs, we can see that basically price stops in there, and it didn't really reacted from the previous supply. Indeed, maybe actually already there is this move down and up, so that's not entirely true, to be honest, because there is this move in here that is connected with the other one in there. Price just respects this level, never really reacts from that zone. So again, I'm looking for price to have some kind of reaction around this level in here. Do I have 1 minute? Yep, I have 1 minute. We'll look at this one on 1 minute. It looks really nice, this supply level, somewhere in here in alignment with that level. Again, this previous high in here, as you can see, just respected this level, the lower edge of the zone, not exactly the supply level. If prices want to continue to go even slightly higher, then we have the other ones in here as well to potentially look for a sell in there. If price by any chance still wants to even go higher, then you can even go even higher towards this level in here, which is not bad neither, with this double top in there being created. 1 second. Yep, perfect. Oh, damn it. But right, perfect. So that's another level in there that is not extended. It is extended. That you can look for in terms of the approach, right? So we are getting closer to those levels. Curious to see how price may react first around this high. So faking out that high can lead into a massive trade. So that high is in here. In terms of everything else, right? So we have a target as well. So we mentioned, so we have the compression price already actually starting to break below these lows. That's perfect. That's actually perfect to see it. And then the normal target at this point, it will be to retest something in here, right? Just to retest this previous level of support resistance in here, and maybe some kind of demand zone also that created this break to the upside. So that will be initially a natural target to look for. And then a lot of these, in reality, this one already broke that low, so can even starting to look even lower. So I think we are going to have a really massive opportunity. And again, EuroCAD in alignment with it's an euro pair, so with the ECB tomorrow, it's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to happen in there. So somewhere in here, already a bit more at the extreme, those are going to be two levels that I'll be looking for. And I do like the compression at this point to the upside. As you can see, price is compressing compressing, can almost draw some kind of trend line as well in there that eventually can lead into a sell opportunity. Let it at this point, maybe something in there to hold. A lot of it has been already taken, so let it go higher, a little bit more, and hopefully tomorrow around the London session we have a potential turn in here, or a little bit more an extension to the upside before the turn. First target, as I mentioned, again, expecting price to first and foremost react from somewhere in here. That would be reasonable for this euro card to go somewhere in there, react from it, and it could eventually continue to the upside depending on where actually this high is reacting from. If it would then wants to go higher, or price already is going to create some kind of PA in here and then actually moves down, but that move down is already just for price to eventually do something like that. If price just creates this high in here and then just drops from here, then there's a high probability that price can still retest this level, and now can even fake out this level one more time into here, into whatever it may be, or there, eventually before a turn. But at this point, yes, this level is still important in here. It's a previous level of support resistance with the demand zone, so expect some price to react from it, and that will be the first target, the first trade to look for in here. Yeah, let me know, guys, what do you think about it? What pairs are you going to be looking for, or what pairs you trade also? Yeah, that's going to be one of my favorites for the next few days. I think we can get really close to a good trading setup in here. All right, there's even move from there. It could lead into, at this point, it would be kind of 60 pips move. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, dollar franc Swiss also just resumed the move down, so that was good. It took these lows, perfect. That's something that I wanted to see as well. So that was a nice move as well. Again, spiked in there. Broke our first low there, showing indication that it would go down. Yeah, overall, it was the direction was quite visible in terms of what to expect in here on this dollar franc Swiss. And it continues to show the weakness, again similar to the dollar index. We're looking for the dollar to move down, and I'm curious to see how price may react from here, or eventually from there, from maybe that level in here. It's maybe still fresh in here, and then eventually price can just continue to move even more to the downside. But yeah, but for now, a little bit from this level and that level, that could be maybe something to look for, a potential retracement in here on the dollar franc Swiss. Again, we do have that demand in there to look for, so I will definitely be paying attention to that zone as well. Yep, let it take the lows now. Let it go. Yeah, and then yeah, let's see. I want to see price going again. It's still not in terms of a big reversal, it's just a retracement. You need to be able to distinguish those two concepts and opportunities, and mostly that's going to be based on the managing your expectations in terms of the target that you're looking for. Yeah, and that's basically it. Gold took the highs again. You're looking for price to react somewhere from here. I'm not really trading gold. I haven't been trading gold recently. It's kind of moments for me with gold, so my focus has been in other stuff. I'm not really going to be looking for this, but in terms of a good level, just a normal retest of the previous all-time high. Price did manage to break the highs in there, so that's usually a good clue as well that price may wants to still continue to go higher. By price respecting this level, didn't even retest any left shoulder in there, so that's actually kind of a bullish sign in here. Even though price went down, it's a bullish sign in there. It created a little bit of PA, that's interesting, faking out a high. Yeah, I'm going to make a video, not this Friday, but I'm going to make a video about how to trade all-time highs, something to pay attention to, so that can maybe help. We are in a moment where we have many all-time highs in the indices. Gold, Bitcoin also had it, and maybe it's going to go there again. So that's going to be a valuable video to look for. Yeah, support resistance somewhere in here, so that's on gold. And you may have kind of PI to continue. Oil was a big surprise, so it turned completely. It turned completely in here after taking this low. Interesting. And yeah, we'll see. Good reaction from that level. Again, I was not really expecting oil to just turn like it did, even though the reaction in here, it was a good one. And we mentioned that the month zone. And there you go, compressed. Eventually when it broke. And then the momentum as well, it carried on. There was no breaks of lows in here, but let's continue to respect these levels. So yep, just continue to go. And we'll see then what's going to happen around this structure, basically, where we are now. Yeah, we can maybe even fake out that level, maybe getting a bit closer to this level in here. Totally okay if that happens. Actually, can be quite interesting to look for a sell somewhere in there. So we did manage to break low, so that's important to pay attention to in the bigger picture. But you can maybe even go slightly higher, either respect these highs or eventually fake out the highs and push lower in here, or at least retest this level again. Can be quite reasonable. But we do have still this supply level in there, so that's also a level to pay attention to. Yeah, the few levels to expect some reaction depending on the approach. Again, I do like now a little bit of this compression. Depending on the approach, is going to be interesting to look for. And we have Brent as well. Brent still has a little bit more room to go. Kind of took that way, I think, so can even go eventually. This looks to me a little bit more of a bearish move as well. Maybe we have that level and we have all this zone as well to eventually react from. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's it. So euro pairs, euro, continue to look for potential sells. I would love to see a new high being created and then close to potential turn. It's going to be my focus on in the morning. If price by any chance does want to continue to have a more momentum in the morning until the ECB press conference, it may even create actually more likelihood of potential sell during the ECB. So let it maybe the rally continue, the momentum continue on the euro until we get into the ECB. Euro cards, it's one of my favorites for the next days. Have a potential turn. We have a clear target that you're looking for. Indices, they close the target, so that's done. And yeah, pound still interested on it. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys. Again, let me know in the comments what you are looking for, what kind of trades you are looking for. Hopefully I'm helping you guys as well to get into the routine of doing your pre-market analysis. So join me if you lack the consistency or discipline to do it. Join me. Let's do it together. Let's look at the opportunities together and see what. Yeah, let's see how they play out. The day after. All right, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye. Obrigado.